Ruination, 3-player game. Fenny Rob versus Melissa versus Jess. Jess has read the rule book 8 times, he says, and he's going to give us a quick overview.
All right, so I'm going to try to teach this here game as quick as possible. The object of it is to win the most victory points. How do you win victory points? Generally by winning battles, getting bonuses on cards, controlling these objectives when it's time to score. Anything that has these 2 little sword icons and a number will get you victory points. It ends when this little eyeball that's on fire gets mad. How does this eyeball that get on fire get mad? Well, 2 things. If you go all the way down this track, he gets mad. If you go down to this part of this track, he gets mad. If you go down to this track, he gets mad. If we empty any one of these 3 decks, he gets mad. What happens when he gets mad? Well, this little timer goes out. We go down here. We instantly score for each one of these cities that we control, i.e. our dudes are there. I control this. You finish that round. Mm-hmm. You do 1 more complete round. Like everyone gets 1 more turn. And then we do final scoring, which again, scores for cities, scores for controlling commodities, scores for little blessing tokens, and your 3rd tier upgrades are scores. Each turn, you're going to choose one of these 3 cards. These are your action cards. They come in 3 varieties. Scavenge, which basically gets you resources. Move, which you move your dudes. And recruit, you get more dudes. So when you choose a move action, you get, well, any one of these cards, you get 3 things. You get to resolve them in any order you do. The first thing is you get just a generic action. Like for move, you can choose either all your guys you have in one territory. You can move them to adjacent territory. It doesn't have to be the same one. You can move them to different ones. If you cross this evil boundary of horror, you have to either pay 1 resource or kill one of your dudes to get across. And that's whether you're moving or retreating. Anytime you cross this, you have to pay the troll toll. All right? Alternatively, you can choose 1 location and move multiple guys into that location from adjacent areas. So you do one or the other. You can't do both. You notice on these cards, there's these little icons.
Yeah.
The second thing you get to do is you get to go up on a track. This is the... One of them's glory, one of them's favor. I think this is glory, and this is favor. They do slightly different things. This lets you build more cities and get victory points. This lets you recruit more troops and score victory points for how many cities you have. In addition, when you fight, you want to be the most favored because you get a little extra bonus there. But we'll get to that in a second. All right, and then usually you'll get some little extra bonus. Like, for example, in this one, you get to move 2 units. Even though this is a scavenge action, you get to sneak in with some little movement too. You get to choose 1 or 2 things. You can either get 1 resource from every region you control. So at this point, I get 1 of each. Or you can pick 1 resource and get 1 of that resource for each guy you have in there.
Yeah.
You have a maximum of 6 dudes. It's 7 for you that you can have in there. So if I had it like this, I can either get 2 meat or 1 meat and 1 material or scrap or whatever that's supposed to be. And then once again, when it's a symbol like this, where it has both of them but has these little green and red arrows, that means you choose one of the tracks to go on. If it doesn't have those arrows, you get to go up on both.
Yeah.
And this one, you replace 1 enemy grunt with one of your own. Again, pretty self-explanatory.
What's a grunt?
Grunt are your little
dudes?
guys.
Okay.
The hex guys are brutes, and the guys on horseback are raiders.
Okay. All
right. And then recruit. You get your recruit action. You just get 3 points on recruiting. You have 3 different types of troops. The grunts, brutes, and raiders.
Yeah.
Grunts only cost 1 recruit point. The other 2 cost 2.
Okay.
The main difference is grunts give you more strength and fighting, but raiders deal more casualty, so they're more lethal.
Yeah.
Generally, you cannot recruit to areas you do not control unless it's your home territories. After you've done all the actions of the card, depending on what card you get a 3rd thing you get to do. When you scavenge, and this is optional, you can choose to spend your resources to buy one of these upgrade cards. The cost is on the side. You can see they're pretty expensive for the most part. You buy an upgrade, you put it on one of these spots on your board. If the spot has a little icon here, it means you have to pay an additional resource to place it there. You guys have ones where you have to pay 2 additional resources to put it there. There's asymmetric powers. When you recruit, after you've done your normal recruiting, you can spend resources to get an exile, which is basically a hero. There's always 3 available at any one time. You get a one-time bonus as soon as you hire them. Like, for example, Nergu the Bear will let you immediately do a move action, and then at the start of each battle this turn, your strength increases by 1. And then for the rest of the game, as long as they're alive, they'll have better stats than your regular troops. However, if they ever die, they're gone for good.
Yeah.
You cannot get them back. Fighting is the most complicated part of it. Basically, each guy in here is going to have a strength value. Mm-hmm. You'll see the strength values of your basic troops on the side here. Bruisers or whatever are worth 2.
Okay.
The other 2 are worth 1 each. The heroes will have their own little icon. This or your raw strength. Now, the thing with this game is killing the most people doesn't necessarily mean you win the battle. You can kill more models than your opponent kills of yours and still lose the battle. You get points if you win if you're the attacker. If you're the defender, you don't get points for successfully defending. You just get to keep your place. But, and here's the cool thing, you get points for the number of units of the army that you beat. So you're encouraged to fight stronger enemies rather than weaker enemies because you get more points that way. As long as you actually feel you can win the fight. It's better to have multiple types of units in a battle. You get rewarded for that. And that's basically the game. Again, kind of rush through it, but more questions probably come up as we play.
All right, well, there's just a basic overview of how this works. And hopefully there'll be some more videos on this on the channel as we play through this. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, Jess.